What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Lil Man, the Snap Star. Back at it again with another Air Force related video or military related video. As y'all can see in the title, we're going to be talking about joining the military as a older recruit. Meaning older as in, let's say 25 and older, or maybe 30 and over. So without any other extra talking, let's get into the video. Alright, well, first things first, I will be considered a older recruit. If y'all didn't know, now y'all about to know that I am 32 years old. So therefore, I feel like I'm gonna be one of the oldest or older recruits at BMT. So I'm kind of already like ready for that. And I'm gonna say the reason why I joined so late is because, like I said before, I had a lot of issues with my recruiting process. So quick story short, I like that. Long story short, I tried to get in the military at the age of 19 or 18, 19 years old. At the time, couldn't get in because I was on ADHD medication. Well, I really wasn't on it. I had to wait 2 years to be off of it. And I think it was like a year and a half I was off of it. So yeah. Anyway, got DQ'd for that. Back then it was a permanent disqualification. Came back 2 years, I came back in like 2013. Same thing, was about the ADHD. 2014, then it became the ADHD and like some mental health personality trait, whatever, that they were saying that I had, because I took a personality test, never took any medication for none of this stuff. It was just in my paperwork. So the military looking at it like, hey, you crazy, or you have some personality trait disorder, whatever, which is like anxiety. They said narcissism. It was like a lot of, I don't know. So that was 2014. 2015, it was the same thing. So I chilled out. Tried the Air Force 2016. ADHD held me back for that. And then also I had, bad debt, And then 2017, I didn't really try 2017. I was just like, chill. 2018, I moved to Ohio. Then that's when I started looking back into the Army again, because I tried Army first. Started looking at the Army. And they told me, it's the same shit they was telling me. When got all this paperwork at the same time, still wasn't good enough. Like, I got paperwork from 2013, 14, and 2017. And it was like, still same shit, disqualification. Then I also read that the Air Force was now accepting ADHD waivers and stuff like that. And I was like, But I really was so gung-ho on the Army that I never really looked at the Air Force like that. Even though the Air Force was my third option, because it was Army, Navy, then Air Force. But then I was like, since I can't swim, the Navy would be my third option. And then it was Army, Air Force, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, after that goes down, I'm just sitting here like, all right, cool. 2019 rolls around. I'm like, you know what? Let's try. I go to MEPS for the first time in like almost 10 years. Like, I went to MEPS my first time in 2009, I want to say, or 2010, around that time, and took the physical. I haven't been back till 2019. So yeah, like 10 years later, I go back to MEPS thinking, I'm like, everything is on the up and up. Go to MEPS, get disqualified because of what was in my paperwork, which I already knew, and really didn't think that was gonna happen anyway, because I'm like, well, shit, it's the reason why y'all let me here, because my pre-screen of my, was good, obviously. So I'm like, oh, I'm straight. I'm about to join the Army. Getting excited. Come back, disqualified. Send the waiver up. Didn't work. Switch recruiter. Same thing. It's like every time I switched recruiters, and it was like the crazy thing, it was these recruiters was at the same same station. This person will work with me, that person will work with me, or I'll be like, they get somebody new because, they switch and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, none of this is working. So that was 2019, and it was just bad. It was stupid crazy. So fast forward, that 2020 hit, I go try the Navy. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I just want to be in the military. I don't give a damn what it is, who it is. I just knew I wasn't going to join the Marine Corps. But I knew that at the time, my mindset was like, I just want to do something bigger than me. Just do something bigger than me and get it over with. But at the same time, it's like, that's not the right thing to do. Because in my head, I'm like, I'm about to make an impulsive decision, not even thinking it through. So I'm glad that the Navy didn't work out. Because, like I said, I can't swim. I went took the ASVAB for the Navy. And I actually was, processing with them. And like I said, I passed the ASVAB, but everything came back, was back. Once again, it was about my paperwork, about, and then on top of that, I had updated paperwork as well. Like, I went to doctors, and it was still saying, like, nope, we're not taking you. It was done. So, 29, I stopped. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try the National Guard, or Army National Guard. And that was like, if this don't work, it's over. Fast forward, some parts of 2020, it just didn't work. No, it was like early 2021. Yeah, because I took the ASVAB for the Navy in November 2020. Yeah, so like around early 2021, I tried the National Guard, and it was like I had a chance, but since you was technically still the Army, it was going to be the same thing. Didn't work out, so I was like, you know what, bump it. I'm done with all military, like that part of that, me wanting that in my life is over with. I'm not doing it no more. Then I get a call from a recruiter back in the Army, back at the same place I was going to, and it was like, are you interested in going to the Army? And I was like, sure, yeah, I am. Like, you called me, and I told him my story. And it was like, they pulled up my paperwork. He was like, well, you know what? We're going to have to get you to go back to MEPS to take a physical, because your physical is about to expire from 2019. And we need all updated everything. So I'm like, oh, snap. So what did I do? I called my mom. I was like, Mom, guess what? Mind you, this is 2021. So I'm about to be 31 years old. So I'm 30 right. At this point, I'm 30 years old. I'm like, man, it's about to happen. And go to MEPS. Like, no, my mom was like, I don't know why you keep wasting your time with them. They keep telling you this and you go do this. And it was just basically like a back and forth. Like, I'm just going around in a circle like, oh, you need this. Okay, you got that. But now we need you to do. It was just like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I'm like, I ain't trying to let my mom discourage me with it. I'm like, man, it's cool. I understand. Bet I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to join the Army. People at my job was like, because I had to tell them that I was, what I was doing. There was like, everybody kept coming up to me, asking questions like, man, I remember when I was XYZ. So then when it didn't happen, and they was like coming up like, hey, what happened, you leaving yet? I'm like, they disqualified me because I had flat feet. Because, at one point in time, I think that was a disqualification. I was like, oh, yeah, this and that, and this, that's, oh, man, that sucks, And I'm like, I was just pissed off at this point. And the crazy thing is, I always was going to know either before I went to work or at work. So if I had found out bad news before I go to work is going to be a long-ass day. If I found out bad news while I'm at work, the rest of my day is going to be shitty. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, either I'm going to be lit all day or, just working through the day, workout, found out like, oh shit, I'm going to be extra energized for the rest of the day. Crazy. So it didn't work out. So I just left it alone, like, period. Like, I didn't talk to no more recruiters because I went back to MEPS August of 2021, which is like exactly 2 years later, which is crazy. So, and on top of that, I also went back in 2019, I went to a MEP consult. I did everything that they told me that I needed to do, and it still was like, nope, nope, nope. And the crazy thing is, when I went to the MEPS consult, this was from the Army's doctors telling me to go do this stuff, and it still was nope, nope, nope. And I was just like, what kind of shit is this? Like, y'all tell me to do this to tell me no? So I was like, whatever, man. So 2021, I just left it alone. Like, after that, it was like, I deleted all my videos about it. Like, some of the stuff, now I'm like, damn, I wish I would have kept it just to, like, reflect back and stuff like that. Now I was just like, you know what, bump it. It's cool. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to start off fresh because this is a brand new start. But now I'll be like, damn, I should have kept those videos so y'all could see the process. Like, I used to drop videos, like, whenever I text my recruiter or found out something, I'm like, boom. And the crazy thing is, there was a guy at my job that was like, wanted to join the military. well, he did join the military, and he came and told me, he was like, yeah, our boss told me to come talk to you about how the process work, take off work and all this. And I was like, why would he send you to me? But anyway, he ended up going to the military, but he got, I want to say, discharged because of depression or something like that. So now I see him around town again, and I'm like, damn, like, you got to go. And I'm just like, I don't know. Never hate, never jealous. It was just like, wow, like, how was your process go? You know what I'm saying? Like, why mine seems so hard and complicated and everybody else is just like, pew. And I'm like, damn, I just imagine if I just went in there with no issues, nothing, I'd be gone. Like, easy. It's too easy. But anyway, so I didn't really say anything else about the military no more at all. Period. Like, I left it alone. And 2022 rolled around. Like, I kid you not, I seen a commercial on YouTube, or an ad on YouTube about the military, like Air Force. And it was just the Air Force in general. And I was like, I got to thinking, I was like, I ain't gonna do it. So I'm sitting down, and it's like Google knows, like, can read your mind or something. So I'm like, I just keep seeing all this military related, like, stuff popping up on, like, ads on YouTube, Instagram, and even on, like, well, I used to keep up with the Ukraine war and stuff like that. So I guess a lot of that stuff will pop up on my Google when I get on the Google app or whatever, the internet. And then I would also follow a lot of YouTubers that made military content. So I was, going through, like, deleting, like, the people that I was, like, when I was trying to get in the Army, I was following a lot of people that made Army related videos and stuff like that, because, to get acclimated and all that. I think that's the word. But anyway, and after that, it was just like, I just was going unfollow. Then I seen some of the Navy, unfollow, like, unsubscribe. Like, I didn't want, like, it was no need for me to, like, stay watching them, because it was strictly, like, most of the people I was watching, their channels was strictly, like, military, not no, like, we got a vlog here and there or reaction. It was strictly, like, information on the military, or specifically they branch. And I was like, I'm not in the Navy, so I just, like, bump it. I don't, no hard feelings. And then I was like, you know what? I kept seeing them pop up, and, like, I literally said, you know what? I did say the Air Force was gonna be my last resort. So September 2022, I actually made an appointment to meet with a recruiter. And I want to say I made an appointment to meet with another doctor or therapist or counselor, whatever, to get all this updated paperwork. That goes good. I got my paperwork, like, around October 4th. I get my paperwork from the doctors, my results or whatever. Email them there. So between, like, basically, like, October and November, it was kind of like a dry period. But on my end, I was gathering other paperwork that I may need, or, what I'm saying, like that, getting everything together to start building my packet up. And on top of that, I also was filling out the application to actually apply to get in the, Air Force, whatever. That big, long, got to have references and all that. So fast forward all that. So around, like, after the holiday, like, after Thanksgiving, he was like, he's going to send my stuff up. I remember walking into the office or whatever, and his boss was like, hey, if it was me, I feel like you should go get more paperwork, because they're going to kick this back. And I'm really had a decision to make. It was a 50-50 chance. Like, if I sent what I had, if they said no, military done forever. If they said yes, I'm in the situation I'm in now. So everything is on the up and up. I told him, like, all the paperwork that I had, and I said, hey, I got this as well. Took all that up, took a prayer, and sent it up. And I remember him telling me, he's like, oh, sir, he's like, oh, that's just like before Thanksgiving. He was like, oh, man, I forgot to send your stuff up. So then December came, we go back over all this stuff. Then that's when, the whole conversation about they could kick it back. Then he catch COVID or whatever. So, like, he sending everything up. And he was like, it's going to be like 45 business days before you hear back, since you got a lot of work. Come to find out, January come around, I had a new recruiter by then. Because he had, like, I think he had a baby. His wife had a baby, so he was out. So this was like my temporary recruiter and stuff like that. But now she is my actual recruiter now. And literally that was going on that whole month of January. End of the month, I get the email saying that my waiver was approved, and now I'm here. And that's kind of like a quick sum up of my enlistment background story or whatever. But now the fact that, you know, I'm going through this process as an older recruit now, I feel like I'm glad it's happening, because, you know, God's timing is the best timing. And back then when I was 18, 19, mentally and emotionally, I'd have been lost. If they would have sent me an 18-year-old over to Japan or something like that, I would have been homesick, of course. I wouldn't, you know, how to, like, everything I was taught as a kid to grow up, I would have lost all that knowledge, everything. And I was like, no, I'm glad that it's happening now, because I've been on my own. Only thing is, if I was to go overseas, it'd be a culture shock. I wouldn't say, I'd be homesick, because that's just normal, but it'd be more of a culture shock, like, and I'd be surprised that I'm even here. But going through BMT or whatever branch y'all gonna go through, boot camp, as an older person, don't let that discourage you, because at the same time, it's like you're gonna have some type of leadership position, and or you might be a mentor. So, or you might have to lead by example, because you're gonna have, if you can adapt, like me, I can adapt to any situation in due time. But at the same time, it's like I can be cool with the young folks, and I can also act my age. I understand what they gonna be going through, and I understand what I'm about to be going through. I understand that I'm about to be around people that's fresh out of high school or college age, or just got out of college. So they at that age where it's like, I want to be childish, but I don't need to be, and it's like all that. And it's like, at the end of the day, we all about to be going through the same situation, period. Do I find it weird? Am I gonna find it weird hanging with like 18-year-olds and stuff like that? No, not really, because at the end of the day, they just humans like we are. Like, I know when to like walk away. Like, if I'm in a room full of 18-year-olds and we just sitting around kicking, watching TV, playing a game, something like that, it ain't no biggie. But once I start seeing them do like childish stuff and stuff like that, I know that's not what I should be doing or be around. Of course, I can easily just get up and walk away. It's not hard. But other than that, like, I wouldn't really see myself like, I would say like, now as far as like we go to tech school, hanging out and stuff like that, now that's kind of like iffy, because, you know, like I said, they're 18, they might be on some childish shit. But like, oh, like, hey, y'all want to go to the water park or want to do something like that? Like, shit, I'm down. Like, y'all want to go to the bar if they like 21 and older? Shit, I'm down, because you see 21-year-old people at the bar too. So it's like, far as that type of stuff, I'm just gonna be chill. I'm like not finna be nobody's dad or that old man and nothing like that. Like, I'm just chill. Now, far as it on the other hand about women, like dealing with the females and stuff, now I definitely would be like, I don't know about all that, because hey, it's just what it is. But at the same time, shit, you want to talk, we could talk, but hey, don't get it twisted. I mean, like, I'm not finna be like, yeah, you 18, yeah, I need to cuff that. Like, nah, like, you 25 and older, you might. But 18, you can get dropped. But I don't know. But that's besides the point. But being older is nothing to really worry about. Like, just go in there, do what you do. Remember why you doing it, who you doing it for. If you're doing it for school, just know you got to go through this to get whatever outcome. You got to put in the work to get the outcome. Some people just want the outcome without putting in the work. So it's like when people think about the military, they see all the benefits and stuff, but they don't see all the other stuff that you got to go through. Like, oh, well, you got to get yelled at, and you got to do, they tell you what to do to get this charger or these benefits for housing and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey man, this is what I had to go through to get it. I did it. Not too many people do this stuff. But yeah, man, like, don't be discouraged and stuff like that. Just go in there, do what you got to do. Just know who you are and how you get down, and what you know is right and what you know is wrong. So if you have to correct somebody, do it in an appropriate way where you don't seem like you're trying to tell them what to do. Just like, be like the OG in the hood. Like, hey man, you know, you got to think smart, bro. You about to fuck yourself over, or you about to get us all in trouble. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, sometimes it ain't what you say, is like how you say it. If you come to them, because you know these kids nowadays either sensitive or they very defensive. So it's like, you just gotta observe your surroundings. That's just me though. Like, I watch how people talk to each other and how they interact, and that's how I approach and talk to people. So, but yeah, man, like any branch you go into, like I said, you might stand out because you're older, and they might put you in all these positions or expect more out of you in a responsible way. it may be, you know, hey, you older, you should be able to outrun some of these kids. I mean, well, I probably want to say that because you older and they young. I don't know. But anyway, I know I was doing a bunch of rambling and stuff like that, but y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you got any questions, let me know. And if you're older than 25, leave a like and comment. Or just let me know that, you know, man, if y'all actually went through this already, how did it feel being an older recruit? Or if you're young, how was it having older people in, you know, y'all boot camp or whatever? But yeah, man, StarLifeTV, we out. Yeah.